first category we're going to tackle is eyes. And I'm going to start off with my eyeshadow palettes, and I know there's a lot of them. I cannot promise how much I will get rid of, but I will get rid of some. I'm going to start off with the eyes first, like eye palettes, eyeliners, mascara, and any single shadows, pigments. So the first one I see is this Violet Voss Essentials Pro Series eyeshadow palette. I got this in BoxyCharm. Don't remember when the month was. These are the shades. I swatched most of these. I only use this green one for my Earth Day look. I'll put it in the eye up above. Haven't checked that out, but I've used this one so far, and I really liked it, how it came out. I really like these other colors, and I want to try all of this palette out. So this one is going to be a keep because I enjoy this so far, and I haven't played with it much yet. So that one's staying. I will put like a thing down below. Keep track of how many I decluttered and how many I kept. So that one's a keep. Next, I have this Revolution Makeup Revolution London shadow palette. It is the Constellation palette, I do believe, and I like how this caught my eye when I saw it. I love the art on the cover. Has the whole space theme going on there. Open it up. The packaging is 10. It's a 10, but it does have a really nice mirror. And these are the colors. And I had played with this, but I don't play with this as much as I want to. And I want to use these in upcoming videos, so I'm going to keep this. But I really like how the color layout is, and I like all the names, keeping it space theme related, so I am going to keep that one. This one is the LA Colors Eyeshadow Bold. I played with this a couple times. I liked it. I believe you can get them at the dollar store. This was a nice little palette. You can see the shades I dipped into. But I have a lot of other purple palettes that I use more. So I'm gonna declutter this palette here. But it is a nice palette. And it's also affordable. So I'm gonna declutter this little dude. I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. When I first saw this palette being advertised, I thought it was like so boring, but like it grew on me after a while. Hold on, I'm gonna push that down. It grew on me after a while, and then I kind of realized I use these shades more often, and it's very handy to have them all in one palette. These are very creamy, these shimmer shades. The mattes are very soft. I enjoy it so far, so this one is a keep. Although I'm not a fan of their brushes that come in these little palettes because they're very scratchy. We have the Revolution Makeup Revolution London Death by Chocolate Bar eyeshadow palette. I believe this is supposed to be some sort of a dupe for one of Too Faced's palettes. I don't know which, but it has a nice size mirror. Let's see here. It's pretty neutral. It's a neutral palette. You can clearly see the shades that I have beat the shit out of. That nail mark there was by accident because like when you close it, now it's easy to open because like I guess it's like loose or whatever. I don't know, broke, I don't know. But I used to have trouble opening this, and then like somehow I ended up getting my nail caught in it. So that is why the nail mark is there. I used this a lot, and I really liked the palette, but I have not used it in a very long time. So this one will be decluttered. I also believe this is an old palette. I believe it has to be at least 2 or 3 years old. So it is time to declutter this one. I do think this is a very nice palette, and it is affordable. I think Makeup Revolution has a lot of nice palettes. And comes with the shade names too on there, which is pretty cool. That one is decluttered. Okay, this one obviously it's in the packaging still. This one is brand new. But it's the Naked Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. This is the shadows. It's a rosy pink themed. It's like it has a rosy pink color scheme. I think it's very beautiful, and I love how they come with these brushes here, where there's a blending brush and a pencil side brush. I enjoy their brushes better than the Anastasia ones that come in the palettes. These are very pretty shades, and I can't wait to in upcoming videos. So you will see this in my, if I hadn't posted it yet, I'll put it in the eye, but you'll see it in my Sephora haul. So, but that is new. So that one's staying. This is another Makeup Revolution palette. I don't even know if they sell these anymore, but it's the Redemption Eyeshadow palette, Iconic 3. I believe this is supposed to be a dupe for one of the Naked palettes. I don't remember which again. Naked 2, Naked 1, I don't know. Or is it? Wait a minute. Oh, I believe it's supposed to be a dupe for Naked 3. I'm just missing like 3 of the damn shades that were pink. So I don't see a need to keep it. Also, this palette is old, so this needs to be decluttered. Also, don't know if they make this still. Alrighty, this one is a Profusion palette. It has eyes, lips, cheeks in the palette. I got this a while back for Christmas, and it was a couple years ago, so it's an old palette. I don't typically dig in for these like lip thingies, but the blushes were nice. You can see what shadows I dug into. It is a really nice palette. I like how the whole color layout is, even though it's mostly neutrals, but you still have some pops of color here, which I find is nice. And then you have these pretty blush shades, and then I guess it is kind of like nice to have like these lip things for like beginners, but it had a decent sized mirror to it. But this one's old, and I don't reach for it a lot anymore, so this one's decluttered. This one is one of my Kylie Jenner palettes, and I don't know. This was like a holiday palette, I believe. Yeah, this was released during the holidays, so it's no longer available, I believe. But it's this pretty pink and neutral palette, and it has a nice black right here, which is useful. I have not played with this yet, but I think it's a very pretty palette, and I really like this hot pink, and I like how it has this white, shimmery white. I can't wait to use these in upcoming videos, so I'm going to keep this one, get some use out of this, and see what I think. Alright. This is one of my Profusion palettes. It is their Electric Blues palette. It has 8 shades in it. I think these are limited edition, but they're still available. I don't know how long they're going to be available for, but apparently you can find them at Walmart or you can get them on their website. But it is a very pretty blue palette. I've swatched and I've used these shades. You can tell what I've really touched, but I can't wait to use more of this. This shadow isn't the best, but I feel like if I have a good enough base for it, I could probably get it to show up better than just by using a concealer. But these shades are very pretty, and I think they're nice little palettes to have, so I'm gonna keep this. Alright, I have the White Peach palette from Too Faced. I have used this once and I have never used it since because I think I am allergic to the peach. Whatever ingredient is in there, I think I'm allergic to it because I got a reaction from it. So obviously for this reason, I'm going to declutter it, but it's a shame because these colors are so pretty. And I don't know, it's just sad that I have to declutter it. Here I have a Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I got this for Valentine's Day. I didn't get to use it yet, but I will be using this in my upcoming videos. I've always wanted to have this palette, and now I finally have it in my hands, and I'm excited to play with it. So this one's obviously cute. Here's another Kylie palette that I have. I think I only have 2 eyeshadow palettes from her, but this is the other one I have. It's her, I think it's called Under the Sea palette. It's like a summer palette. It's for the most part mostly neutral, and it has a few pops of color. It has a purple, has a pink, has a green, and this like goldish green color, but then otherwise it's mostly neutral tones. I didn't get to try this yet, but this green is like freaking gorgeous, and this pink is calling me. So I'm gonna be using this in, like I said many times before, in future videos. So I'm gonna test this out and see what I think and do looks from this. And this one is the ColourPop. It's my pleasure palette. It is a purple theme palette, and it comes with a very nice mirror. It has these 9 shades, and I absolutely love this palette. I've used it a couple times. You've seen it in tutorials. I'm going to continue to use this. I would love to pan this palette actually. I'm keeping it. Alright, and then I have the Orangey Glad palette from ColourPop. It's another 9 palette. And these ones actually I'm going to be using in some summer looks that I have planned out. So this one's cute, but these colors are freaking stunning. This is a Mimosa Mammy. That one is a freaking gorgeous like coral pink. Has a nice pressed glitter. It's orange, very pretty, and I can't wait to use this. I hadn't used this yet. This one here is the Profusion Bangin' Pinks 8 shade palette. I've done a tutorial with this. I think these are very beautiful. It's a very beautiful palette. You can see what shades I had used so far. I will continue to play around with this to see what I think overall. But from my first impressions of using it, it is so far good. But I hadn't used it enough to be able to develop a final opinion on it. I did get compliments by using this palette, so that's good. That made me feel good. And again, I believe this is at like Walmart and on their website. Alright, this one is the Just Peachy Mattes from Too Faced, and I had never used this. I had an BoxyCharm, was excited to use this, but ever since I used the White Peach one, I am starting to wonder if I should even try this palette here. because it has peach in it, and I'm afraid I'm going to get a reaction from it, so I'm going to hand this over to my sister. She's excited to use it. I hope she gets more use out of it. She's also getting the white peach palette too. These are the shades. Very pretty colors. It's a warm toned palette. The white peach is more of cool toned. Yeah, I'm gonna declutter this one. Next is the only Tarte palette I have. The Tarte Toilet Toasted palette. You've seen this in my ULTA 21 Days of Beauty haul last year. I'll put the video up in the eye if you didn't check it out. This palette smells like chocolate and vanilla. I love this palette. I've used it a lot. I will continue to use it, especially in the fall. I think it's a very nice fall palette, or a nice palette for everyday use. I think it looks stunning on them, but yeah, I'm keeping this. I really like it, and I've heard there are people who don't like this, but I like that. This one is new, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. It's the Natasha Denona Safari palette. Funny thing was, when I first ever saw this from other YouTubers that had this, I thought the freaking colors were absolutely kind of like meh, but again, it took a while for it to grow on me, and I really like the colors in here. I can't wait to actually play with these colors here. So obviously this is a keep, but it's very nice, pretty. Also failed to mention, there should be 2 more palettes coming, and they didn't come yet, but just letting you be aware of it. Here's another Too Faced palette. I have a pumpkin spice one, and I really love this palette. And I think it's an awesome palette. The mirror is really nice sized, and these shades are very pretty. It does have a scent, but I don't really know what scent it is. But I really love using it, and I've used this a lot. I've made a lot of looks that I really like, and I'm keeping this. I would love to pan this palette, so that I do really love, and I can't wait to use this again. Essence Never Give Up Your Daydream eyeshadow palette. First saw this, I was thrilled. First of all, I like the cover of it. It looks so pretty and watercolored. And I saw the colors on the inside. It's pretty pastel colors, and I don't have pastel colors besides this one. So I was excited to use this, but when I used it, it was it fell flat to what it probably could have been. And I even used techniques to try and make it look more where you wet your brush. Tried that. Sealer. I don't know how to get this to work, but I'm gonna declutter it. That's a shame. I still need to get pastel colors. I don't have any. That's decluttered. Oh, alright, never mind. This is... I guess I have 3 Cali palettes. I forgot about this one. This was another holiday one from Kylie Jenner. Her Santa one. And the colors are like this. I can't wait to use this palette. I haven't used it yet, but I'll especially use it during the holiday season. Play with that one. I do looks, of course, with all these palettes I'm keeping. Whew. The ColourPop Meant to Be palette. Another Nan Pan palette. Has beautiful mint green shades. I think this palette was really well thought out and put together. I loved all the color schemes. I love the names they came up with. And I did a collaboration with MadisonXmackenzie and a few other YouTubers were using this palette. I will link that video up in the eye. But I really love this palette, and I can't wait to keep continuing using this. So this one is also a keep. And this one I just got in a BoxyCharm. It's the first Ace Beauty palette I have. It's the Scarlet Dusk palette. It's a very beautiful pink, berry toned palette, I would say. It kind of reminds me of Anastasia Modern Renaissance a little bit. I'm going to keep this because I did not get a chance to try this out. I just got this in my May BoxyCharm, and I'd like to use this and do looks and stuff. So this one was a Target palette that I got from a friend. I got her an eyeshadow palette and she got me one, and And this is a neutral palette. I have not gotten to play with this, so I'm going to keep this. And I'm going to see what looks I can come up with. Violet Boss Pro Eyeshadow Holy Grail palette. I always thought this was awesome palette. I thought it was so pretty. And I'm kind of on the fence with this. Because now, I don't know, she has other palettes that I kind of like more. But I might put this in the maybe pile and come back to it. This is the LA Girl Hot Heat palette. I also used this in that video where I did the collaboration. I see they have more of these palettes that are pretty. These two shades in particular are my favorite. They're like really, really pretty. I want to keep this and play around with it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love like the size of these pans. You get like, it seems like you get a good amount of product in there. And the mirror is freaking gigantic, which I appreciate. So, and I like the cover of it too. That's pretty. That one's a keep. I warned you I wouldn't be decluttering very many eyeshadow palettes, but I will declutter more things, so don't worry about that. This one is Natasha Lila palette. It is a purple palette. It is a purple palette, and I swatched these. I need to play around with this. I haven't really gotten to do that yet, so I'm obviously keeping this. So. This was kind of like a reward one I got when I, for like my college class that was really hard, and I passed it with an A, one of my, assignments, and I passed the class with an A, so saw this was on sale, and I decided that it was like a reward thing for me, so. Now this one, you can tell it's got good use. The CoverGirl True Naked Nudes palette. This was the original packaging. Now they redid their packaging there. But I freaking love this palette. When I first was starting out with makeup, I used this palette a lot. You can see what shades I used enough because I've hit pan clearly on them. This palette is old, so I probably shouldn't be using this anymore, but they still sell this, and I still think these are good palettes, and I really like the little CoverGirl True Naked palettes they have, and I see they came out with more shades, and I wouldn't mind trying those. But this one is a nice palette, and I think it's also a good palette for beginners too. I'm gonna declutter this, but I'll probably keep it to the side for like a video in the future. ColourPop Blue Moon palette. Always wanted this palette. It was freaking stunning when I first saw it. Got excited for it. Had my eyes on this for the longest time. And it was mainly this freaking blue right here. Everything else is gorgeous. The white was like awesome. This blue, awesome. That blue, yes. This pretty little, this pretty color here, yes. And it was this shade here that sold me. Tide Pool. It is a stunning shade. This is a very beautiful palette. I've used this plenty of times, and I will continue to use it. So this one's keeping. I really love it. This one's a Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. I didn't get to try this yet. I'll probably get more use out of it in the fall, but I'm gonna, actually, do these kind of look similar? Or is it just me thinking that it is? I'll think about that. I'm gonna keep this one though, because I want to try it out, so. I hope I don't get a reaction to it, because this one has a scent. This might shock all of y'all, but this is my very first Anastasia palette. You can see it's very dirty from me using it. I have used this quite often. It's very pretty. I don't really use this a lot anymore. When I first saw this, I remember every YouTuber recommended this palette. It was like a classic in their collection, and I was so excited when I got it. I got it as a birthday present, and I really liked using it. I used it a lot. I think it's a very pretty palette, really nice palette. If you're into berry tone shades, I say absolutely go with it. Eyeshadows are soft, and the shimmers are beautiful. The mattes are amazing. I just don't use this anymore, and I think I'll just probably give this to my sister Hope, because she'll probably really want this. So I'm gonna give it to her to use. This one's also new. If I made the video before I post this, I'll leave it up in the eye right now, right up above. This is the Tropic palette she has. Haven't used it yet. I can't wait to use it. The bottom row is so pretty, and this pink, and then these colors here is really pretty. I like the whole color scheme, and I like how there's some neutral shades to work with too, to tie into it. And this is a very nice, pretty shade. It seems kind of unique to me because I don't have those colors in my palettes, I believe. I can't wait to work with it, especially this especially this green here. This green, and this blue right here, and up here, and then up in here. Those colors are what I'm excited to use the most. Here we have my hard candy, my glitters, Glitterazzi. You can tell I've used this because it has a lot of big dips in a lot of these shades. I'm going to continue to use this. I want to pan these shades, and I like using them in my tutorials that I do on here. So this is a keep. And that's the only glitter thing I have. This is the only Kat Von D palettes that I have. When I first saw this, I thought it was pretty boring, and then later on, I just kind of grew onto it. So, never used this before. I wanted to try it. I never tried any of her eye palettes before, so I want to see what I think of this. I think you could also use this for your face too, because you got a brown color here. Probably use one of these shades for bronzer, contour. And of course you got your eyeshadow shades down there. I'd like to play around with this to see what I think of it. So this one's a keep. It is the Urban Decay Wired palette. And it has these pretty colorful shades. And I cannot wait to play with this. These shades here in particular, these shades here. This is a nice, interesting color. I don't have anything this bright, I believe. This bright green, I mean. This is pretty. I can't wait to use it. The packaging feels a little chunky, kind of bulky, but it's fine. I just wanted the shades in there because I thought they were pretty, and I already had a lot of looks look ideas that I came up with in my head. This one here is the e.l.f. 18 Hit Wonders palette. I got this one. I used this one for the yellow shade here that I did on a collaboration with Jasmine Hewitt. I'll put the video up above, the video link up above, and the collaboration with her and other YouTubers that are in there. But yeah, this is the palette. I want to play with the other shades, haven't played with it yet. I don't really have an opinion on this palette yet, so I'd like to kind of use it a lot and have a review on it. So, yep, there's that. This one's the Makeup Revolution and Tammy Tropical Carnival palette. I love this palette. The color scheme. I love the color scheme, and I love how the eyeshadow shades are all laid out. I like how this is also, you can, I like how it ranges from beginner to advanced. I like how she arranged the shades. She arranged these shadows really nice for beginners, and if you're an advanced, you already know what to do with them. But I've used this palette before, and I can't wait to make more looks with this palette because it's absolutely freaking pretty. And I like the pan size to this too. You get a lot of product, and I think the shadows are soft. So, that's a keep. Alright, this is gonna shock y'all, but I just got this one here. It was from Macari, but I was excited to have it, but now, I don't know. I opened it up, the shades here are pretty, but It just smells really like strong, the scent. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm gonna keep this, but I'm not gonna put it with my other palettes that I'm gonna use. I want to try something to see if this palette was bad, that the lady gave me was bad, or if it's just how this palette smells in particular. So I kind of want to wait and see what I want to do here with this one, but technically this would be decluttered, but I'm still going to keep it beside me. I want to compare something with it, so I'm just going to stick it on the declutter side, because technically I am decluttering it. But just like the CoverGirl one, just gonna keep it to the side. This other HUDA palette was the Mercury Retrograde. Used this before a few times. I have gotten compliments when I've used this, especially this shade in particular. But these shades are very pretty. I like how there's pops of color and there's neutral tones. So I'm gonna keep this. I want to play around with it more. This was my first HUDA Beauty palette, so. And I also got this for my birthday, which was last December. And this one's recent, in one of my recent videos with the HUDA Beauty mystery bag. Put the video in the eye up above and down below, of course. It's her HUDA Beauty Rose Gold Remastered. I always wanted this palette. I think it's very pretty. I'm going to keep it. I want to play with it. I want to do looks with it, especially in the fall. I think I'll really use it more. I like the covers to her palettes. I think they're all really pretty. This is in the video where I did the Shared Planet unboxing, try on review. There's like two of them, of these palettes. There's a tiger one and a polar bear, and I love polar bears, so I picked the polar bear one. I think the concept's pretty cool, actually. But these are the shades here, and I think it's very pretty. I didn't get to play with this. I think it's very pretty, and yeah, enjoy this. And I love that polar bear theme too, because I love polar. Alright, I got these ones too in the little mystery bag. I got the Emerald Obsessions and the Ruby Obsessions, and these both are keeps. I didn't get to play with these yet. This is what the Ruby one looks like, and this one's what the Emerald one looks like. They're both very pretty. So there's a keep. And last but not least, these two are left. This one's the Profusion Upbeat Orange 8-shade palette. Out of all of those Profusion ones, this one's my favorite. I think it is the most pigmented. I mean, the other ones have pigment, but this one is like the bottom row is everything. Like there's pigment there. I just think this one's better out of the other ones. I didn't have the yellow one, so can't really speak for that, but this one's my favorite out of the other two. I enjoyed it. And then actually I think this one I'm going to declutter because I don't use it, so I don't really get excited like I thought I would with this palette, so I'm just going to declutter it.